Hello and welcome to Monkey's Paperpalooza Craft Corner. Today we are going to go into part 1 of the 2-part series on the My Monthly Hero December 2018 kit, which is a fun fairy and mouse dandelion kit. For a lot of the subscribers, they sent a little thank you kit included with it, and it has a little add-on mouse as well as some more little dandelion sentiments. They're really cute for all of us who have been their loyal subscribers. But here is the main kit, just in case you guys are not subscribers and didn't get the little thank you kit. So you get 2 little packets like always. The first one having your stamps and your dies, and then this little add-on packet has a bunch of beautiful pearlized paper. And I'll list the names down on below here. But there's a dark pink. This is a very light, almost whitish pink. Very pastel, but has a little bit of glitter in it if you can see it. And there's the pearlized side. And then there's this beautiful gold color. And then this beautiful, almost dandelion yellow. And then you get these beautiful little, almost glass circle confetti. It's like a little iridescent circle confetti in different sizes. And then you get this beautiful Jelly Roll iridescent gel pen. And it is very iridescent, so it's very pretty and iridescent. And as you can see, if you can see it on my finger, it sparkles. So great for this kit with a fairy theme. So now to the stamp kit. This time they put a beautiful wide satin ribbon, which is really pretty. Usually it's a very thin satin ribbon piece, or double satin in some cases. And here is the little stamp kit. And it's very fun. It has all these beautiful little fairies, sleeping fairies, little things called May all your wishes come true, you're dandy. Some cute little sentiments with it. And then you have the corresponding dies to cut out the stamps that come with this kit. And it is actually a full dies for the kit, and I will show you in a minute. So literally every image has something to cut it, from the littlest little dandelion seed to the ladybugs, to the dandelion flowers, to the fairies, everything. The only thing, of course, is the sentiments, like always. And of course, you don't have any to go with this little thank you kit. But not a big deal to fussy cut a free little thank you kit. And see how the little mice correspond with it, and the little fairy. They did a very good job getting us a little thank you kit to go exactly with our kit, so that way we can match it together. So look at all the stuff you get. You get all that paper, there's like 8 sheets of it. The little, let me roll this up, the gel pen, the little plastic circle, confetti, literally 4 colors, 2 sheets each, plus this beautiful stamp kit and all their dies. And like I said, usually Hero Arts does not add a die for each image, but they did this time. And of course, I got the little thank you kit, which is really fun to add to the cards also. So I pre-colored a bunch of these little images because they are just so darling. The little fairy with the wands and the daisies, the mouse, the mushroom. Some fun little pictures to use. So I'm going to die cut those out, and we're going to start making some cards with them. So for our first card, I'm going to take some of my distressed inks. I'm going to take my blacks, soot, my blueprint sketch, and I believe that is chipped sapphire. And I'm going to blend into 3 parts between the chipped sapphire and the blueprint sketch. I know this is a little break from norm. Lately I've been kind of more using the oxides, but I figured I wanted more of the effect and I have more colors available in this. So to get the twilight, almost dark nighttime sky, I decided to get these colors. So I'm going to come back through. I'm just going to blend these into each other so they blend in nicely. And now I'm going to go around the sides with my black soot. Trying to blend it into the blue a little bit to give it kind of a twilighty, almost nighttime look. I'm going to have some fun with this. So I believe that looks pretty good. So I'm going to spray that with some of my glitter mist. I will put a link to making your own glitter spray with some of the different things you can do. And there's that. I'm going to put a little bit more just to get those fun little water spots. And that was the other reason I chose to do this, because I feel like you get bigger kind of water spots. They get whiter with the distress inks versus distress oxides, where you get more of a chalky feel with the distress oxides. There's that. Now I have this wonderful little sunflower, and I wanted the sleeping fairy. I was going to make a stem for her, but I think I'm just going to end up putting her down on the bottom corner because I want her to be sleeping in a night sky. So let me just figure out what I'm going to do. There we go. I decided to cut out a card form, and I'm going to use a black card form for this. So now I'm going to use some Scotch adhesive foam tape on back of my fairy and also on the back of my flower. And there we go. So we'll remove that off there. And then what I'm going to do is like I decided, I'm going to do it in the bottom corner. I was going to do it in the middle and then have a little stem with the fairy floating on it, but I decided that I'm better off not. So before I add the fairy with her tape, I'm going to put in the sentiment. And I'm going to do that on the panel itself. So I was going to originally use silver, and I decided that I am going to use my beautiful Recollections vintage blue. So I think I chose Keep on Dreaming or something like that. So there's that vintage blue. It has little sparkles of glitter in it. So I thought that would be a nice little touch. But just keep dreaming. So now I'm going to add my fairy to that card, and you see there's a little sparkle, just keep dreaming. And I'm going to start my little jelly roll pen, and I'm going to put some little stars that sparkle in the background. The jelly roll. Oh, it's never stop dreaming. Oops, sorry about that. And I'm also going to go over her wings with this jelly roll pen just to give it a little bit of sparkle. After all, wings have little sparkles in them for fairies, usually. And there we go. So I'm going to stick this on a piece of this little pearlescent paper that came in that lighter color. Honestly, I'm not sure which color is which. They give you all the names of the colors, but it's like, I don't know which one's which. But it's a beautiful, almost light pastel pink. Because I thought it would give a nice contrast to the darkness of the card. So now I'm going to put some craft foam on the back of this. Just foam it up. Just to raise it up a little bit. And there is that card. Isn't that pretty? And it's never stopped dreaming. So I'm going to take my two-way glue and I'm going to put in some of those little sparkle circle gems that came in this. They're like a little shaker element. They're really fun. Little flat iridescent discs. And I'm going to try to find my pick it up tool, but apparently it's somewhere, maybe it rolled behind my desk. So we're going to just try to do this with our fingers, which is not too bad because these are bigger gems. This card is all going to be about the sparkle. There we go. I don't know if you can see the sparkle on our wings, but there's her sparkle, and then there's little sparkly specks all throughout this card. So I had one of you suggest using cardstock instead of typing paper, and I'm just going to show you that yes, she is right, you can do that also. And I'm going to do it this time just to show its own. And she felt that sometimes it cheapened the card putting typing paper. I mean, it depends on the card you're doing. Sometimes lighter cards, it doesn't matter as much because it won't show through. And then I'm going to put my sentiment in at the end. I keep on telling you about how this stamping tool makes it easy to do whatever you need to do. So in Memento, I'm going to put "May all your wishes come true" inside. But see how I can do that with this platform? Because it's not hinged, I can stick whatever width I need in there and it doesn't affect it. And there's that card. Hopefully you can see the sparkle. And there, oh my goodness, it came out really, really pretty. And yes, the card does make it a little bit heavy duty, putting that cardstock in instead of typing paper. So for this next card, I'm going to blend, with like the speed of light, some distressed oxides and the broken china. And I'm just going to go from the center and fan out. And I'm speeding this at the speed of light, only because blending tends to take a while. So I'm just going to slowly blend it out and fade it out, going dark from the center and fading out into light. Now I'm going to lightly spray this with some glitter spray. And then I'm going to dry it down. And then I'm going to do something really fun with this after I heat set this. Because I have a batch of watercolor paper that is a little bit, how can I say, less forgiving with the water. I'm going to take some of this iridescent watercolor liquid that came from Hero Arts in one of their other kits. And I'm going to spritz it all over this, just to give it some speckles of glitter. I'm just taking a wide, coarse brush and I'm just going to go over it with that. See if this will dry a little bit. I may have to put it aside and dry and do some other pieces while we're waiting, but you can see that little bit of sparkle in it. So I'm also cutting some patterned vellum and some more of that beautiful light pastel pink iridescent paper that came with the kit. And I've cut those in circles, one smaller than the other. And I'm putting adhesive on one side and then adhering it to the vellum. And then I'm going to put my beautiful little blue fairy on the top. So I'm going to put a bunch of the Scotch adhesive on her. Just to make her lift up a little bit. Sometimes it's like a jigsaw puzzle getting in these angles. And there you go, trying to figure out the jigsaw. Because you want her to be balanced so that she has enough balance to cover up what she needs and to give her enough support. And there, she's all done. But to add a little more interest, I'm going to add some more of this iridescent jelly roll pen to her wings. And then I'm also going to go over the little dandelions on her headdress and as well as on her little gown that she's wearing. That way it gives them a little sparkle and also a little bit in her wand. And now I'm going to adhere her to the circle. And there we go. Get her adhered to that. And isn't that pretty? Alright, so now I feel my panel is starting to dry a little bit more. So I tried putting it on the panel, but because the glitter spray was still a little tacky, the embossing powder wasn't sticking right. So we are going to do it on vellum instead. So I'm just going to lay out my vellum where I want it. And I'm going to try to center it. Sorry about my head in the way. Add some anti-static. And just want to make sure I'm at the right light. Still feel like I'm a little off. And I'm using some gray glitter, the gray sparkle, silver sparkle glitter from Hero Arts. I'm going to heat set that. And I kind of felt that it smudged a little, so I'm going to do it one more time. And we'll see which one comes out better. And like before I said, the trick to heating vellum is to heat from underneath. So as I was doing it, I made sure to heat from underneath. It saves you from the burn marks on the front, and it also melts it a little bit faster. Behind direct heat onto your vellum piece. So I'm going to stamp this out one more time. Try this one more time, hopefully not have as much smears. And the shell must be ready. Awesome. So I cut that piece out, and there it is. No wish is too big. Oh, no. Can't remember if it's no dream is too big. No wish is too small. One of those things. So I put it on. No wish is too big or too small. And we're going to put that, of course, on the vellum. And this is some white speckled cardstock. It's really pretty. So I decided to just bring some color into this card instead of plain white. So I'm going to adhere this directly onto the card. I'm not going to put a layer of craft foam on this one, since I want the texture to be in the vellum sash as well as the vellum piece on the top. And there we go. Look at that. Now to adhere this, I've also got a little piece of craft foam that I cut a little bit smaller than the smallest circle, and I'm going to hide it underneath my circle and then adhere it to that. So it gives that vellum that floating appearance. Isn't that cute? Now to add for sentiment, I'm going to put inside of this card, I'm going to put it in Bahama Blue. Sending fairy wishes your way. And see, it didn't come out good the first time, so we're going to line it up again, do it one more time, and better. Isn't that fun? Alright, so for our last card of this part, I'm going to do a fun craft panel with a bunch of little dandelion and ladybugs on it. So first I'm going to start with the Your Dandy that came with the kit, and I'm going to heat emboss that in Wow's primary bark. I like primary bark for a lot of these projects, especially on crafts, because it gives it a fun little vintage feel, almost antiqued and vintage. So I did that in my embossing fluid, and there's that Wow primary bark. It has a nice shine to it, but it also gives it a nice, almost chocolate brown, like vintage ink look. So I got the Your Dandy on. Now I'm going to take a bunch of these dandelion pieces and spread them sporadically throughout the panel. That's why I have the scrap paper behind there, just in case I go over a little bit. That way I don't contaminate my mat on the back side with the embossing fluid. So I'm just going to figure out my placement of all these flowers, between the dandelion seeded flowers to the dandelion blossom to the leaves and to the little seeds that are going to be flying everywhere. And we have some extra little seeds too included in the bonus gift for our subscribers, so we can always add. I'm going to add some of those on there too. See, there's the little seeds. Add those on there. I'll go small here and I'll go the bigger one there. Alright, so I'm going to use my anti-static tool all around. Ink this up. And then press down Make sure I get a nice even coat. There we go. Heat set that. And now I'm going to add the little ladybugs also into the card, now that I got everything heat set for the dandelions. I'll bring it down just a tad. There we go. And there, I'm going to press those ladybugs on there. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the Wow primary bark. Now that I heat set those, I'm going to pull out some of my Arteza markers, and we're going to color in this panel. And the nice thing about having them heat embossed is it's a little easier to color because you don't have that fear of going over. So I'm just trying to pick out some really fun colors, and I'm just going to quickly color them in. And like I said, that primary bark on the craft really gives it a vintagey feel. So getting the red on those ladybugs. I was going to do their bodies in this dark gray, but I'm not feeling that it looks very ladybug to me. So I might have to go back and do them in black. So let me grab my black. Now I'm going to try and come in here with this little dandelion colored yellow. And I get a craft cardstock card form for the back, but I'm also going to use a piece of that gold pearlescent paper that came in the kit as a little bit of backdrop onto my panel. So I'm just going to stick that in the center there. And I am going to stick that to the card form. Isn't that sweet? Right there. It's just a beautiful card. But I want to add a little something to it. First, I'm going to put in the sentiment inside the card. So let me get my platform ready. It says, "Have a dandy birthday." This came in the little add-on kit that came for subscribers and loyal customers. And now I'm going to come in with some 3mm champagne Aurora Borealis gems, and I'm just going to embellish this up a bit. because I wanted it to have a little bit more sparkle instead of just having that gold be the sparkle. But I also want to keep this card very simple because it's meant to be a simple card. It's not meant to be an elaborate, crazy, glittery card. So I'm just going to put them on the ends of the dandelions where the seeds would have been. In my two-way glue. And because these are so small, I'm using the tip of my pick 'em up tool, which I did find behind my desk, and just lay them out on top of those seeds. Now I'm going to put them sporadically throughout the card just to balance it. And these are available on our site. And there we go. Isn't that a beautiful little card? And if you like this video, please check out the last uploaded video as well as one specially curated just for you. And like always, we welcome you to like, subscribe, and ring for notifications. Make sure to also subscribe on our newsletter for crafty sales and deals, as well as check out our Instagram and Facebook pages.